Streaming.
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 Streaming. I remember this should be full screen. I remember how to stream.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
We're doing it.
We're back with another Drawfee stream. I guess we haven't Drawfee streamed in a bit, right? Because we didn't last week.
We didn't.
Oh, that's right. We didn't last week. I forgot about that. Oh, I should tweet.
Yeah, you tweet.
I'm on it. I took a nap. I'm powerful.
Karina's got the new mic set up.
I got the new mic set up. I got the new shirt on. Let's fucking go, my dude.
Nathan's got the fresh beard trim.
Yeah.
We're back and better than some point in our lives.
Me and Julia got back from Vermont today.
What?
Yeah.
Do you want?
What do you need, Nathan?
What do you need?
Nathan, what do you need?
Nathan.
What should I draw this mug? What should I draw on this mug?
Make it fresh. Make it like
fun, fresh, and emo, like me.
Yeah.
Fun, fresh, and emo. Okay.
Yeah, like Karina.
Yeah. Please tackle all those things, please.
Thank you.
Okay.
Karina saw My Chemical Romance and has reverted.
Yeah. I'm still coming back from that.
You'll never fully recover from that.
I got this shirt. It's one of the mystery shirts.
Whoa. What does it say?
Eat shit.
Nice.
On for you, buddy. You.
I love to eat shit. Hey,
I know you do.
Who in the chat loves to eat shit like me?
Yeah. S in the chat if you love eating shit.
Where are my shit eaters at?
Yeah. Stand up.
Stand up, wave your arms, eat some shit.
Yeah. Yell it out your window.
Okay, I think I did it.
Yeah.
Give us a screen. Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
There it is.
Anyone else in the chat go to the concert yesterday? Anyone get pissed on in the pit?
Was there piss in the pit?
A rumor that there was piss in the pit.
A piss pit rumor?
That feels so Tumblr convention rumor.
But you didn't hear it from me.
I did hear it from you.
Yeah, I did get recognized while I was standing in the hallway with my friends, and that person was very, very nice and funny and sweet.
Aw.
So. Oh, nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, the Drawfee
nice.
Fans are always nice when they recognize you.
Yeah,
they really are.
I've yet to have an unnice recognized interaction.
Same.
Or even like a stayed there too long time.
Yeah, they're usually very quick to scamper away.
Yeah.
Jacob and I ran into a Drawfee fan while we were away.
Yeah, while we were in Vermont.
Really?
She was working at the restaurant we were eating at.
Wow.
And she came over and was like, I don't want to be weird since I work here, but I'm a big fan of Drawfee. And I would be mad if I didn't say anything. And she was very nice.
Very nice. I asked many questions about living in Vermont. It was nice. That restaurant, also delicious.
Turns out she was trying to move to New York.
Wow.
She's from New York.
You just got to swap.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Hi, Olive.
You alright, Olive? Olive's been in full zoomy mode since we got back at like 4. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, little baby.
We need to get Nathan drawing something, huh?
Oh yeah.
Probably.
I would like to draw something. I mean, I like this mug I drew.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is a good mug. But what should Nathan draw?
I'd love a non-mug drawing to draw.
Yeah.
I thought someone said lizard cloud strife, and I liked that.
You should draw that.
Big lettuce energy.
Goth
Big lettuce?
snail.
God, snail.
Goth snail. Woo.
What's in my beard?
Elephants in love. We're getting some real classic Drawfee suggestions.
Yeah.
Sans and Reagan fighting.
That's over on Ross's stream.
Yeah.
They're doing the whole bracket.
Spaghetti
I was
goose.
considering joining in on that one back when it was going to be this weekend, and then they were like, actually, it's going to be exactly when
At the
Drawfee
same
streams.
time. Yeah.
So I said, oh, never mind then.
We'll be doing our
Saves
own
me.
stream at
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah, should we?
we
do-
should go head
should
to
we
head.
Should we just do Sans and Reagan fighting on our stream?
Yeah, we're
just do a
stealing
worse
your
job.
bit, Ross.
Presidential
Our bit
alert.
now. Presidential alert.
Sans and
Sans and
Reagan are
Reagan are fighting.
Karina,
There's
I
already
do
so
the
much-
presidential alert things so often now because of you.
I'm so sorry.
Julia can attest that I say it all the time.
When the girls get really excited when we come home from a trip, they usually have the zoomies, and then they have the zoomies together, and then they wrestle. And today, Jacob was just like, presidential alert, the girls are fighting. What are you doing? You big goober?
Yeah.
Stop
Georgia
showing your
really, Georgia destroyed us.
butt. Yeah. What?
Nathan, what are you gonna draw, dude?
Spaghetti goose.
This is a drawing stream.
Yeah.
I need a good suggestion to draw.
Yeah, you hear that, chat? All your suggestions suck.
I'd like a good suggestion.
Okay, give a good
Elephants in
one.
love.
Yeah. Give a good one to
Elephants
Nathan
in
and I'll
love.
draw fucking Sans and Reagan.
Crab Lord.
God.
Mayo man.
Grimace at the disco.
I like that one.
Disco.
Garfield X Zagreus.
These are all Karina suggestions.
Someone else can do them.
Karina
The only
can't do all the
reason-
drawings.
Yeah, I can't draw all these things. The
Nathan
only reason they're
Gijinka.
Karina suggestions is because no one else does it. Sorry for being brave.
I'm drawing the elephants.
We salute
Moon
our
bunny.
troops. Our troops is Karina.
Garfield elephant.
Elephant doing the tango.
DBZ characters.
Draw DBZ characters.
Tom X Jerry Dinos.
Oh, Puppy Cat Garfield. I kind of want to see Jacob
Even-
do that one.
That already exists.
What?
I don't even know.
The fucking creator drew it.
Dang.
I'm gonna tell you right now that when it's my turn, I'm gonna draw DBZ characters.
Okay.
I'm just gonna draw as many of them as I can.
Yeah.
Olive, what's your freaking deal, girl?
So I have something I want to talk about on the stream.
Is
Okay.
it the My Chemical Romance concert?
I want to talk about that, yes. But
Okay.
but first I have to bring this up.
Okay.
Okay.
I want because when we were in Vermont, right?
Mhm.
I saw an iguana guy, like a dude who walks around with a big iguana.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we were visiting Tristan,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I saw a ferret guy, a
Yeah.
dude walking
Uh-huh.
around with a ferret on a leash.
Yeah. His
Uh-huh.
ferret had a little harness on.
And then we had a discussion with Tristan about how, like, at any time you wanted to, like, it's so easy to become one of those guys. Like, all you have to do
Just do it.
is get a weird animal and walk around with it, and that becomes like your entire identity. It's like a perfect reinvention.
Yeah.
I'd argue that those aren't even weird animals.
But you're still like known for that, right? Even though it's not even that weird.
Like the guy who had the cat on his hat in Union Square.
Yeah, like Cat on the Hat guy.
Cat on the Hat guy sucks. He made me hate all animal guys.
What did he do?
He's like mean.
Cat on the Hat guy's mean?
Yeah,
Damn.
like he has his cat on his hat, and if you try to take a picture, he'll yell at you.
What the hell?
No, you can't
Yeah.
do that.
He just stands like in Union Square and then like with his cat on his hat, and then if some like asking for attention, and then if someone actually gives him attention, he just yells at them.
But this is exactly the opposite of what Jacob's talking about. When you have an animal that is uncommonly outside as a pet on a leash, you got to expect that people are going to be looking and taking pictures. You can't be a jerk about it.
No, you can't. I mean, I guess
Yeah.
he can.
Well, you shouldn't be.
But I guess what I wanted to know is what kind of guy y'all would be. If like everything went south for you and all you had left was to become a guy, one of these guys, and like because you're like I have to like change everything. Like my life's gone downhill. I have to reinvent myself as one of these guys. What guy would you be?
That's a good question.
Wait, no, the person who met me yesterday at the concerts in chat. Hi.
Oh, they're in
Again for
chat.
saying hi.
Yeah.
It was nice to meet you too. We never found the anime mural.
What's the anime mural?
Barclays Center made this like I don't know how you say like just one of those things that's just like I guess it was on the floor somewhere, like a big ass sort of stick decal for the floor, and it had like weird anime art of MCR, but it was just like stolen from Google.
What the hell?
And like a couple of the band members posted it on their Instagram, so people are like, where the fuck is the anime MCR mural?
Wow.
But yeah, so it was just like and me and my friends wanted to get a photo with it, but we don't know where it was.
What the hell?
Yeah, I'm gonna assume that maybe it was in a private place, especially since they did not have permission to use that art, sadly. But it was very cute. So anyway, I would not be a guy. I'm currently trying to be a plant guy, and I'm failing horribly, and it's causing me so much grief that I like do not want to like even think about trying to nurture any other life forms.
What's happening to the plants?
I burnt my monstera, and now he keeps like bouncing back and then dying again.
Damn.
Oh, you put him in like a constant state of punishment.
Well, because like he liked it by the window for the first month and a half. He like grew new leaves and he was all nice. And then while we were in Seattle, he just shriveled up. And ever since then, he's been like yellowing. So I like moved him to a different spot and trimmed the like fucked up leaves. And then he was doing better. And now he's my favorite leaf is yellowing again. And I'm mad.
Aren't monsteras like very finicky though?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
he was a gift.
Yeah,
he was a gift, and I need to make. I did get a new one yesterday with my bestie, so.
All right. Well,
You can still be a plant guy.
I know, but I'm like, it's like hard, and I'm not succeeding, so I don't even want to think about like an animal.
well, you're starting a hard mode with plant. With that plant.
You should bring the plant out with you on a walk.
Yeah.
Oh.
Put it on your hat.
Put it on your hat and scream at people.
But yeah. I'm just trying, because it was my friend propagated it and gave it to me as a housewarming gift. So it's very small. It only had 6 leaves before they started to fuck up. So like, it just looks very pathetic. So I'm just trying to get it to be like a bigger monstera.
Yeah.
And it's a very upsetting process.
It'll get there. You're doing good. It's a learning process.
I know.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. That's my answer to the question.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about how smelly it would be. Like, what's the least smelly animal? What's like a nice, pleasant smelling animal?
I'll
take that one.
Do lizards smell?
What about those wombats that smell like popcorn?
What?
I'll take a binturong for sure.
What the hell are you talking about?
A binturong smells like popcorn.
I love that.
I'd definitely be like a crow person.
I've never heard of this creature.
You've never heard of a binturong?
No.
Don't worry, I got you. Olive is currently hitting me, so I'll keep petting her.
Why does he look like he's smoking a cigarette? Damn, they are haggard. They are some raggedy ass creatures.
They're just
But they
like
smell
big
good?
raccoons. Yeah, they smell like popcorn.
They all look like they're 85 years old.
Okay, everything I'm learning about them makes me think they're correct for me.
Look at his face.
They're really good, actually.
Yeah.
I like them now.
It's like, yeah, and I don't know if lizards have a smell, but the thing I always associate the smell of crickets with lizards, because I had friends who had lizards, and I don't know what smell the lizards made, but you got to feed those things crickets, and crickets, when you get a lot of crickets together, there is a smell.
Yeah.
I'll
there
tell you
sure
that
is.
much.
Cricket smell.
It's a little tart. Weird.
It's a little tart.
stinky. Yeah.
The description for the binturong on the wiki says the binturong is long and heavy with short, stout legs, and immediately that's adorable.
Yeah,
Just
I do like
description
that.
right there.
Someone in chat's asking the name of my plant. His name is Junji, because aforementioned favorite leaf that's threatening to die has like this wailing face, because it has holes, because it's a monstera. So the holes on that one, the pattern looks like a wailing Junji Ito face.
Amazing.
So I named him Junji. And yeah, I'm very upset that he's lost half his leaves.
A plant named Junji would live and die continuously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a horror plant.
I just want him to have more leaves.
This is Elephants in Love.
Adorable.
Yeah, it is,
These are
Nathan.
so cute. Love wins.
Love wins.
Nathan,
Put this on
is
the
cute.
MCR anime wall.
You have our permission.
Yeah.
I am okay.
The MCR anime wall. We're just like inventing a new thing. What would you put on your MCR anime wall?
I'm just okay. So like I went with my BFF Lauren, who might be listening from the other room. Hi, Lauren, but shut up. And
Hi, Lauren.
so I have been very entrenched in like the MCR Twitter memes for the past like week, because she's been keeping me very updated on them. So I'm just like, oh, y'all didn't hear about the MCR like anime mural? You didn't hear about the guy who pissed on everyone in the pit? Where have you been?
Piss pit. Did he say piss pit?
Piss pit.
Piss pit.
If you say it, then it's okay. Do you want to draw next, Karina?
Oh, is me? Sorry.
Only if you want to.
Only if you
God.
want to.
Yeah.
Suggestions for Karina. Well,
Someone said, can you himbo fire Kajinka Titanmon? Why fix perfection, sweaty? Also, Lauren chat said hi to you. She said hi back.
She's just in the other room, I swear. And she's real and she lives here.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you're having a great time together.
Just off screen.
Didn't I say I was gonna draw Reagan and Sans?
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
steal Ross's thunder.
Yeah. Wait, so
Presidential-
what is Ross doing? Animating it?
I mean, let's see. I think so. They're doing like a Gardic, drawing the entire Tumblr sexy man tournament.
I see. This makes sense.
Are they doing Gardic, or are they just animating it? I don't even know anymore.
What kind of pose should it be in?
Like mid combat? Or maybe they're friends now.
Yeah,
they went
or
and got
maybe
food together afterwards.
maybe they're playing a competitive game against each other, and that's how they're doing battle. They're playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
No. Nah. I gotta give the people what they want. I gotta steal Ross's thunder for scheduling this at the same
For
time as our stream. So
Exact
that
same
Nathan
time.
couldn't be in it.
Yeah. I don't know if I would have done it, but I was considering it. And then it was like, new Splatoon game is out. We can't stream because of Splatoon game.
Because they were playing Splatoon game?
I guess a bunch of people.
Or was it like an observance? Like everyone
Yeah.
agreed not to stream because in honor of the new Splatoon game.
Yeah, I think it was out of respect
Out of respect for Splatoon 3 players.
for the Inklings.
Out of respect for the Inklings, we will refrain from streaming.
We will spill no digital ink.
I haven't watched.
Yeah, that sounds right. That makes sense. I was there's a lot happening in that Discord. I usually just skim.
Damn,
if
you
there's a
checked
ping.
Discord?
Oh, people are honking outside.
What do they want?
Splatoon
Yeah.
lovers.
Yeah.
We're honking in solidarity with Splatoon.
They're showing
3.
respect for Splatoon.
Okay. I need to think about this, actually.
Take all the time you need.
Yeah, you sure?
No.
Okay, so I will.
That was a cool pose.
Okay, but I can make a cooler pose is the problem.
This is the sort of art mindset you got to get in. Always
Yeah.
remember there's a cooler pose you could be making.
Yeah. Never settle for the first draft when you're trying to one-up Rubber Ross.
It's not going to be good enough.
Yeah. Which I am trying to do. Shout out.
Okay, wait. How many viewers does Ross's stream have right now?
About 1,000.
Okay, so we're currently winning.
Yeah, currently.
Okay. I'll make it a bigger gap.
If we start losing, I'm gonna change the title to drawing Reagan and Sans making passionate love.
Wait, that's
Okay.
not what it was already?
That should just be the default title of all of our streams.
Time to break out 12 submissive poses for boys love comics.
Oh, the pose book is coming out.
That's too much.
But then I would have to change the title again when we stop drawing Reagan and
Yeah.
Sans making passionate love.
No, you wouldn't.
Okay, I think I know the angle here.
It was still what we were doing. It's that and other stuff, you know?
Okay.
You lead with the most important aspect, but it doesn't have to be all encompassing. You know, that's what good titling does. It directs you to the most important, the thing that you think is going to get people to click.
Yeah.
But then they
We're
find out it's like,
YouTubers.
ooh, little extra.
We're liars by nature.
Yeah.
We're fiends.
Yeah.
Being a YouTuber makes you have to be a liar a little bit.
But also you start to love it.
Yeah.
You start to like lying and it makes you excited.
I love the deception. I love to know that I'm deceiving a person with my words and deeds.
And then the more views we get, that's the more people I know we're deceived.
You know how it is. You didn't see that.
I feel like we should completely reschedule so that our next speed draw is drawing Reagan and Sans making passionate love.
Absolutely not.
And then we all just draw that.
Yeah.
And we see how many views we get.
Yeah, after it's completely gone from the collective consciousness.
Yeah.
Well,
'Cause
people
we'll have to-
will still want to see it, I think.
People always want to see Sans making passionate love to someone.
I mean, we can, we'll just do another like cursed ships episode, but
Yeah.
every drawing is just Regan and Sans.
No, not those. Not that. Sorry, I gotta get this pose out real good.
He's like the little demon that sits on the dude's chest in that painting.
Yeah.
Sans is
The
so
nightmare.
so wide.
Isn't he
So-
though?
Yeah. I like that you've like, I know who's who just based on the way you've drawn these
Well,
forms.
only one of them was nominated Twink of the Year.
Wow.
Which one?
Then.
Hey, Karina, are they gonna bone?
Oh!
I don't think that's allowed on Twitch TOS.
But this would all be part of like Reagan's plan. He's a schemer and a deceiver. This is what he
Yeah.
wanted.
Oh, sorry, I can't pay for lunch. There's a skeleton sitting on me.
Yeah,
what
it's
he'd
like, can you
say.
cover this one, mob? I've got a skeleton on me, so I can't pay.
Okay.
You're gonna have to exorcise that ghost. I couldn't possibly do it because I have a skeleton on me.
I feel like because I haven't watched Mob Psycho and everything I know about it comes from fan art and seeing people being thirsty over Reagan. So I don't think I know his character that well.
He's like a
He's like a lovable scumbag, right?
yeah. He's like a
he's kind of
lovable like
nasty.
car
Yeah.
salesman,
Yeah.
deceitful capitalist type.
He's a grifty boy.
He's a grifty boy, but heart of something. The heart.
But there-
what's
but
the
there-
heart's made of
but
changes.
he's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's cute and yeah. I don't know.
That's it.
I gotta watch it. I gotta watch more.
I just always assumed he was the type of man I would call pathetic and
Yes.
laugh
Yeah.
at.
For sure.
Okay.
But also, he's kind of not pathetic when it counts. And that really gets
mean,
you.
That's
He's
what they say.
he's very confident in his patheticness.
Yes.
He accepts it.
He knows what he is.
And he's got a character arc
And yeah,
over
He
the course of
starts
the
off-
2 seasons so far.
because of course I've only seen a couple epis. So
Season 2's legitimately so good.
if you wanna give a character an arc, you make him kind of a bad man, and then you show ways that he's not such a bad man. Is one way you can do it. That's one way you can do it.
I love a character with an arc.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, if the character starts out perfect, how am I going to see him grow?
What are you doing?
Just do what
Answer me
Yu-Gi-Oh!
that.
GX, just do what Yu-Gi-Oh! GX did, dude.
What they do?
Maybe you should watch it.
Mm.
The mods have to clarify that we're not talking about former U.S. President
Ronald
Ronald
Reagan.
Reagan.
No.
God forbid.
No, Ronald Reagan did not have a
He did
character
not
arc.
have an arc. No, he was
He's
bad all the way.
He was just well, I mean, yeah, his
Yeah.
character arc was like, I don't know, wasn't he like kind of pro-union when he was like up and coming, and then he just like dropped all that.
He got
become
worse
a-
and worse.
He just got worse.
The way I haven't drawn in so many days because I've been in MCR brain rot, and this is my first drawing back, and I'm doing it to power struggle with rubber rods for fun.
Yeah, it's a fun power struggle.
Yeah, a power struggle between friends. Okay.
At least Reagan Mob Psycho improves. He has an upward trajectory over the course of the series.
Yeah.
And he doesn't like cause brain rot in a whole generation of Republicans.
Yeah, he doesn't
At least
Yeah.
not yet in the show.
in the show. Yeah, maybe, there's still time.
There's still time. We'll see. Season 3 is coming out soon, so we'll see.
You're gonna have to keep vamping because I'm trying.
I'm trying to find the My Chemical Romance anime wall.
Yeah, Julia's elected to not help with the audio of this stream,
Yeah.
and you're drawing, so it's just me and Nathan right now. And
Yeah.
we
I can just send you.
we briefly ran out of things to say, but we're gonna come up with
Please.
some new ones. I
I bet
think.
we'll come up
Say
with some new
something,
ones.
Please. Please.
Here comes one from Nathan.
Okay.
Nathan's about to do one.
Okay, Jacob.
Yeah.
I know we already talked about one, but what was some of your other favorite
There it is.
foods from your trip?
Oh man.
So we ate all sorts of good stuff. We went to Penny Cluse Cafe.
Ooh, yeah.
We had a pancake. We had some biscuits and gravy.
One pancake.
Did you get the penny cluse?
We got
That's-
the Penny Cluse.
That's the biscuits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, biscuits
Yeah.
and gravy.
It was
and home
delicious.
fries.
This is in Burlington, Vermont, where me and Julia were over the weekend.
Yep.
And we ate at the good sandwich place that Nathan's always recommending,
There he goes. Whee!
called Four Corners of the Earth.
Yep. That
Where
was also delicious.
The dude that worked there was cracking me up.
Yeah.
He's iconic.
It's just like this one dude, and he is, let me tell you, he is not in a rush.
No.
And he just basically tells you how long it's gonna take, and not because like that's how long it takes if he's like working all out. It's like that's how long it takes if he's sort of like, you know, coming back and forth between the sandwich and like doing some other things, talking to like someone who came in,
That's how the
getting a
sandwiches
beer
taste.
for someone.
They wouldn't taste as good if he went fast. They're taking exactly as long as they take to make those sandwiches.
Yeah.
He just kept
These
being
are
like,
not fast
he
sandwiches.
kept being like, "Oh, I'm so busy today," and then someone would call and he'd be like, "It'll be an hour," and then anytime anyone would show up in person, he'd be like, "I don't know,
45 minutes.
45, 30 minutes. Sit down,
Yeah.
relax," and then he would like grab 2 pieces of bread, put them down, go get the spread.
Yeah.
Spread it. And then someone would be like, "Hey, can I have this thing?" He's like, "Oh, sure." And then he would just leave for a while.
Yeah.
And I was like, "This rules."
He was cracking me up.
He's
Yeah.
given accurate predictions because he's see that's healthy, is to know how long something's going to take you,
Yeah.
to not try to rush yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
He's like,
mistakes.
yeah.
We all made that mistake working, you know, in the past where we've been like, we got a project and we're like, I'll give an estimate that's like, assuming I will work at my full capacity for 8 hours a day.
Yeah, that's
and
not.
then you never do that, and then
No.
you're always, you know, crunching.
And then the work is going to suffer.
Not this
But
guy.
he's like, I'm going to make the sandwiches at the quality that I can make them. And in order to do that, I need to be relaxed. You're not going to taste any stress in these sandwiches.
No stress.
They are going to be lovingly crafted, each one, as if made by someone who's just, you know, carefully constructing these sandwiches.
Yeah. And I've tasted that.
And it's worth the wait.
Yep.
And I love it.
The
every
sandwiches
time.
were great.
It's like he's
Also-
not lacking for business.
Also, the place opened at noon, and we got there at like 12:30, 1 o'clock ish, and he had run out of the sandwich that Jacob wanted.
Well, I got the
Jacob got the last
Lebanese lamb at Nathan's recommendation, and I ordered it, and then he was like, "Last one of the day."
And we were like,
I was
"How?
like, "You
if
just
the
opened."
sandwiches all take half an hour, and we're here half an hour into it opening, how is this possible?"
It seems like he just ran out of lamb real fast that day, so I lucked out.
Yeah. Might have just not been the day that he gets his lamb. Again, you know, like he's got the good fresh ingredients coming in.
Yeah.
He can make you the sandwiches that he's got
Yeah.
the ingredients to make. But sometimes if you like, you know, if you really want a type of sandwich, like a certain flavor profile, he'll get creative. He'll be like, okay, I can't make you this, but I could do these toppings, but like with beef instead. You know, he's creative problem solver.
Yeah. Also, while we were waiting for our sandwiches, Jacob and I were sitting at the table. There's like a table that's right in front of like the entrance. So, and the entrance like looks into a hallway. So I was looking towards the hallway, and Jacob was looking towards like where the drinks are. While we were waiting for the sandwiches, a man walked down from the other end of the hallway, turned, looked at a sign, booped it, kissed it, made eye contact with me, and then left. And we went to go look at the sign, and it was just like...
It was like a list of the businesses in the building.
And he kissed the sign?
He kissed one of the businesses, but we don't know which one.
Oh.
If only we could have had like, you know, black light technology to see.
Yeah.
See which
one has the most kisses.
Yeah, which one has the
business.
most kisses on it. Then we could have known.
I was very confused.
There's no way to know.
No way to know.
That was great, and we went
for people in chat asking once again that it's Four Corners of the Earth Deli in Burlington. If you want to wait a half hour to an hour for the tastiest sandwich you've ever had,
Yeah.
that's the spot to do it.
That's the spot.
Yeah.
I'll always give that place a shout out.
It's very good.
It's very good.
And they got some good beers up there.
Yep.
Oh yeah, because it's right next to Citizen Cider.
I
So
mean,
they
in
got-
Burlington in general, and
they got the
Vermont in
ciders.
general.
Oh,
Lots of good
yes,
beers.
They do have good beers there, and ciders.
Tristan had gotten us a bunch of, like, a few beers for us to try. Ooh, he got me a real good cider with ginger.
Yes.
Tasty.
Hell yeah.
And Tristan's doing good, just so everyone knows
Yes.
I'm so
in the
glad.
chat.
Yes.
In case anyone was out there wondering, is Tristan doing good? Yeah,
Yeah.
Tristan's doing good.
I was
We got-
wondering that.
We got lunch with Tristan. We got lunch. We saw his little children, who have, his oldest son has very funny speech patterns.
Oh, can we tell the funniest thing that he says? So we briefly went in to visit with Tristan's wife and meet his kids, and we were sitting there talking, and then as we were leaving, his oldest son looks at us and goes, "Thanks for watching."
No.
And Tristan goes, "Oh yeah, he started watching YouTube videos, and now he says thanks for watching anytime anyone is leaving."
No. Oh no.
That's how-
And he said the first time he heard it, he just buried his head in his hands and said, "I failed as a parent."
But it was so cute because he was like, his son was so shy when we first arrived, and Tristan's wife was like, "Yeah, it's hard meeting new people, bud," and he was struggling, he was trying, and then as we were leaving, he stood up, walked up to us, and looked Jacob in the eye, and went, "Thanks for watching."
So cute.
It's so funny.
What did he call us too? Thank you, daddy friends.
Yeah, he called us daddy
Aw.
friends
Yeah.
and thanked us for watching.
Little comrade. Aww.
He was. They were adorable.
Yeah,
So sweet.
I'll be thinking about that forever.
Yeah.
This was the same baby who has my other favorite thing a baby said story that I think about all the time,
Yes.
which is that the baby's first word was apparently no, and he would say it as soon as he woke up every morning.
Yeah.
And so,
So
Tristan would
relatable.
just hear on the baby monitor, just out of nowhere in the morning, suddenly, "No." And he was like, "Same, bud." Me too.
Yeah.
A relatable baby.
Yeah, very relatable baby. Karina, this is looking incredible, by the way.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is really good.
Yeah. Thank you.
This is
yes, I
worth it.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
When you said you could make an even better pose, you were right,
I know I was right.
and you did it, and
Yeah.
you're doing it.
Yeah.
Olive desperately just wants to play. She caught, for the first time since we've ever had her, she caught me with her claw. She was playing with my hand, and she caught me. That's okay. You weren't trying to.
Vicious, violent cat.
Vicious attack.
Send her to jail.
Murderer.
She just tried to give it a little. She does these like big paws things, where her little toes go so wide, and she just bops things, and her claws are a little long, and it caught me. It caught me. You just want to play.
I just saw Big Lettuce Energy please in chat again. What is happening with Big Lettuce Energy?
Yeah, what is that? Is that a reference?
Did
Not
someone,
one of them new Zoomer things.
If it's
Is
a
that a
Zoomer thing,
You
I
gotta
don't want
invest in big lettuce.
Burger King foot lettuce?
to. Burger King
Num-
foot lettuce.
Number 2.
Number 2.
Foot lettuce.
Big lettuce energy.
Because here's the thing. If it's just something that one person is saying for no reason, then I love it. But if it's a meme, then I hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, Google doesn't know what it is. They ask if I mean big lattice energy.
Well, do you?
Yeah, what is Big Lattice Energy?
Yeah, no, that's a boomer thing. That's for people who own yards.
Well, lattice energy is the amount of energy required to separate a mole of solid ionic compound into its gaseous ions.
Well, now I just sound silly, don't I?
Somebody
worry.
doesn't have Big Lattice Energy.
But I don't know what big lattice energy. That's just lattice energy.
What about when it's big?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
is the energy big? I'm sorry for mentioning chemistry.
Some people like it. Some people
I mean,
are. We got
there's-
scientists in the chat.
There's a lot of chemistry happening in this drawing. Say that.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah.
Got him.
So there.
That's a good thing to
Nope.
say. Oh my God. Turn it all into dots.
Massive.
Biggest dots I've ever seen.
You gotta share me those good dot brushes.
Bro, just Google them.
I did, and I got
Bro.
big lattice energy instead. All my Google results are big lattice energy.
Oh, to be a helpless little man. Couldn't be me.
Oh man, I had a real big helpless little man situation that still isn't really resolved, where I've been trying to play a new game of Divinity, Original Sin 2, and with a new group of friends, because what you do is you play through like the first like act and a half, and then it falls off, and then you get like a different group of friends interested, and that's how it
Naturally.
goes.
This
Yeah.
feels like a passive aggressive subtweet at me and Jacob right now.
Well, here's the thing: is I'm flummoxed because I don't know what I've done to my computer that makes it do this thing,
Mhm.
but it just doesn't open the game.
Mhm.
It'll like you click play in the little Steam window, you click play,
Mm-hmm.
and then it like thinks about it for a sec, and then nothing happens.
Interesting.
Did you reboot?
Oh, I rebooted. I
Well, I
rebooted.
got nothing then.
I reinstalled the game. I uninstalled and reinstalled Steam.
Woo.
So
Paprika Boy first time chat said I had the same problem.
what'd you do? How'd you solve it?
Did you solve the problem?
Did you solve the problem? So
Paprika
far, the
Boy, please.
the only solution that I found that Emily figured out for me is to like go into the.
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead.
No, I'm
Sorry, I had to laugh at
Yeah.
you.
I was the helpless little baby man, and Emily came to my rescue and did a bunch of tech support for me.
Oh my
And,
goodness.
Like, you have to like go into like the bin files for the game and find the launcher through there. And even then it doesn't like work super great, but it works better. It like opens the game kind of. Anyway,
Interesting.
this has been Nathan describes a frustrating thing that happened to him
That he didn't even fix himself.
that he couldn't even fix himself. Yes.
I don't know the solution, but I could definitely fix it if I were there.
I bet
This
I
I
bet
know.
you
I have
could.
full faith that
Yeah.
I could, but it's impossible to do without physically being there. Paprika Boy said, I think I fixed it by trying to keep quitting and starting it up again.
Beautiful.
Real brute force method.
you just sort of keep doing it, because I would try. I'd do like 5, and
Not
then
enough.
that wasn't enough. All
You
right,
try 6.
I could try 6.
Yeah, you didn't do 6.
Yeah, consider.
Karina, I didn't know we were doing like real art today.
It's my first drawing.
Yeah, why is it so good?
Because I'm good at art, Jacob.
Yeah, but now I'm going to have to draw right after this, and the numbers are going to plummet.
You don't have to draw
Well,
good.
just do this again.
Yeah, just recreate this.
Can I just trace it?
Yeah. I do love that since I do these just like on a too big canvas now. just
They're just in the corner.
yeah.
What are y'all doing up there?
Just gonna there, now it's an artistic choice.
Wow, it's so good.
Look at this.
This one goes out to MCR. Thank you, Gerard Way.
Thank you, Gerard, for this.
Yeah, for this exactly. Did I do it? Did I power struggle with rubber God?
Wait, let me check the views. Let me make sure that we're still winning.
Yeah, we're crushing.
Okay, yeah, we're still winning. We're still
We're
winning.
still winning for now, but we'll see what happens when
When I
Jacob
start drawing
starts
every
drawing.
character from
Not
Dragon
that
Ball
one.
Z,
Oh, right.
if
Yeah,
that's going to change things.
characters from Dragon Ball Z. Or was the prompt Dragon Ball Z characters?
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z characters.
That's a good prompt. That's a classic, like
Oh, I forgot
Nathan
something.
at recess during elementary school prompt
Yeah, for
for
sure.
drawings.
And I just recently picked up the Dragon Ball Z fighting game.
Congrats.
Dragon Ball Fighters.
Z, Fighter Z,
Fighters.
Fighters.
And so I've seen them recently, the characters.
Okay. I'm done.
Beautiful.
People are gonna like frame this, Karina.
Yeah,
They're gonna like put it in their rooms and their offices.
All right. Hi, Herbert Ross. You've been power struggled. Congrats on being the white boy of the day.
Everyone's gotta be it sometimes.
Every day has a white boy.
Yeah, you don't want to be it. Usually you don't want to be it.
Yeah. Sometimes Jacob is it though.
Yeah, I never like it when that happens.
But I try to make it fun when he is.
It's not fun. I'm not having fun. Let me just go ahead and like do the canvas all wrong to get started.
Excellent.
Draw Sherlock
do
and
it.
John in the same
do a
pose. Oh my
zoom in.
god. I didn't realize it was 2011.
I read that comment, but because John is spelled the same way as John Arbuckle, I imagine Sherlock and John Arbuckle.
I like that more.
I'll do that if it comes back to me.
Well, now we have
wanna-
to make sure it comes back to Karina.
Yes, it simply must.
I'm full of feisty energy.
Who would be lying and who would be sitting between Sherlock and John Arbuckle?
Only
I
one
think-
way to find out.
Who you starting off with, Jacob?
I'm just gonna start going.
Okay.
It's gonna be Goku first,
Okay.
and I'm using the
Oh, yeah.
nasty brush
Okay.
for fun
Nasty brush Goku.
because we like the nasty brush here.
Mhm.
Oh, it's like a round Goku.
Yeah, I didn't say I was gonna draw them like right.
You're drawing your
Aw.
version.
I feel like drawing cute today.
Yeah. Oh, this is gonna be great.
So we're gonna get them cute and we're gonna get them fast.
Obligatory, since my mind is so
Beautiful.
full of our own content.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is going to be reminiscent of a video we have upcoming, in that it's going to be a bunch of little guys.
Ah.
Oh.
It's not even a this week video, it's a next week video, but I'm very excited about that one.
We've
really
got
like-
a very special video tomorrow
Oh yeah.
in that I fucked it up. I fucked it up and then struggled to fix it.
But can I say publicly here that I'm very impressed with how well you fixed
I
it.
can't wait to see how you fixed it. You said how you were going to fix it, and I was very impressed by your ambition.
You
mean,
you
thank
freaking
you.
did it.
Thank you.
Like, I watching it and knowing what it must have involved in order for you to make it happen, I was like, damn, the madman, he did it.
He's done it.
Because I remember trying to do something similar with a episode that had a similar issue, and just giving up, because I was like, no, there's no way. I simply do not have the time and energy to do this, and it won't even work, really, I bet. And you just freaking did it, and it does work, and I'm glad you saved the episode, and I think people are gonna appreciate it.
Nathan, thank you for all the kind words. It makes me feel much better about being the one who fucked up the episode to begin with.
I mean, we all said this the day of, like, it's not your fault.
It's also
Yeah.
like something that's bound
It
to happen.
happens. Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's no
Yeah.
biggie, and the fact that you pulled it off regardless only makes it better.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Anyway,
appreciate that.
Someone in chat said, I showed my friend Karina's drawing and she said, Sans does not fuck, he is a skeleton. That means he's all bone.
Yeah, he's all bone. Karina's right.
Also, there's no fuck happening in that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I would say, sexual tension.
I didn't realize that was a position you can do. And I didn't realize that's somewhere you could put it, but okay.
Sans.
Also, Nathan, did you finish your render for aforementioned episode?
Almost.
Oh, okay, perfect. Because, yeah,
Wait, which?
You
which
mean
little
the-
guys.
Not. I mean, yes, for tomorrow's episode.
Well, yes. No, the other one.
Yes, I'm working on it.
Okay.
Anyways, I hope y'all all enjoyed tomorrow's episode despite its problems. We do talk about it's the funny thing about the episode is it's so stupid.
Yeah.
Anyways, like we talk about the dumbest shit in this episode. And then in the episode we're like, this one was really stupid. And we didn't even realize how stupid it was.
Yeah,
At
it's
the time.
honestly, it makes it better how stupid it is.
Yeah.
There's some interesting ones on the grill right now.
Yes.
I don't remember what we talk about in that one, but I do remember finishing it and being like, man, that one's gonna be a ride. And
Yeah.
I'm very excited for the other stupid one.
God, that was so funny. There's one coming up that we've discussed that we might have to put a nasty warning.
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
my
it's
God.
the nastiest thing we've recorded in a while.
It's gonna be a contender for the new nastiest Drawfee episode,
It's absolutely getting a nasty warning.
and we're gonna put a nasty warning.
It's not that it might get a nasty warning.
It's getting a nasty warning.
It's getting a nasty warning. Because most people are ready for some level of nasty if they tune in to Drawfee, but I feel like, you know, some people have a threshold.
Yeah.
And so we gotta warn them that it's like, you can skip this one. It's okay.
I never
But
thought.
If you're worried about it,
If you're worried that you might reach a point where you're like, this is too nasty, then you can skip that one.
go ahead, Julia. Sorry.
I just never thought that the person who would usurp Willie as the host of the nastiest episode would be me.
The bringer of the nasty.
Oh, it's so funny though.
Well, we had, you know, you're working with some pretty nasty source material.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna say people.
And people, both.
Yeah.
It's just nasty on top of nasty, you know. But
But
I'm happy with where we ended up in that one.
And it's really funny.
It is really funny
The
if
final
you don't
drawing
mind
really
how
brings
nasty.
it together. It makes it a full story.
I'm so excited to watch that one back. Oh, yeah.
Oh God.
Who's
Yeah.
this gonna be? Is this gonna be a Bulma
This is so cute, Jacob.
Thank you.
or a Krillin?
I want to get maybe like a Nappa in here.
Ooh.
Maybe I want Nappa to be looking over Vegeta's shoulder with his big ass head.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jacob, I really like this style. This like loose, nasty brush.
Thank you. It demands a certain type of drawing, this brush, which is what I like about it. You can't this is looking like Hercule, but Nappa kind of looks like Hercule.
A little bit.
Interesting.
Same building blocks.
Now that I'm thinking about it.
He's just bald.
He's just bald. Because
The only
doesn't he have
difference is-
the mustache too?
Let's look him up. Side by side comparison.
Well, like
Yeah.
Nappa's is thinner, isn't it?
Do you have him? You don't
I
have
can
him.
pull him. DBZ Nappa. Here you go. Oh yeah, I mean it's basically bald Hercule.
Yeah, Hercules is a little bit thicker, the mustache. Nappa's is pretty thin.
Nappa's is thin.
Oh my god, look at him with hair.
Oh yeah, you do see him with hair, and I think it's in like the movie, in one of the movies where it's like in the past.
Wow.
Which also Nappa with hair, the way he looks, it implies that he balded from like the edges up. Like he balded in a way that you don't bald in that direction. Like it all started from down here and then it went all the way up until he just had a top tuft and then that went away
Like
eventually.
an explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that could have been a hairstyle choice.
That's true. It could have been.
He, like, you know, he could have had a full head of hair, but he chose to give himself sort of a like Trolls doll haircut.
Yeah, maybe so.
But yeah, I don't know how Saiyan like balding patterns are. Maybe that's very common to have your hair sort of recede, the hairline recede in all directions. So it's just a little tough.
Maybe that's just the way they look.
Yeah.
Hair started from the bottom, now we're here.
Now it's here.
Saiyan hair doesn't change, so Nappa is canonically bald by choice.
Good for him. It's less,
Saiyans don't
less
go
to deal
bald.
with.
Yeah.
He was trying out the little tuft, and he was like, you know what? I'm just
like-
gonna go all
Yeah, just get rid
All
of all of
gone.
it. I'm sick of it, he
Tired.
said.
tired of having to maintain it.
I don't have a good way, unless maybe he's doing like a squat of some kind.
He's got to be doing a real wide squat.
Because I have kind of this.
When you lean into the photo, not realizing that you were gonna make it anyway.
Oh my god, me and Spencer taking a photo together.
What'd you say, Karina?
Me and Spencer taking a photo together.
Are you Napa or?
Yeah.
You know.
Karina's definitely Napa.
Spencer's standing at his full height, and Karina's
Yeah.
got to crouch, get in there, and she's like, "Leave my little buddy alone."
He asked for no pickles.
Oh yeah, let's like make him like.
He can't eat it if it has pickles. No, he can't pick them off. They already have left their juice on the burger. You need to make me another one.
God, what was I watching yesterday that I was like, that's me and Spencer? Oh, it was the Snap Cube Shadow the Hedgehog top.
It was what's the shadow? Oh, the dub.
The
Yeah, this-
Snap Cube fan dub of Shadow the Hedgehog. And I was like Shadow and the Devil. I'm like, that's me and Spencer. And then there was the president in that game, and that's the one I sent to the group chat and said that was you, Jacob.
Yeah, I remember when you were doing call outs on me for no
Jacob was
reason.
enjoying his vacation. Karina just all
Put
the
me
way
on
from New
blast
York
from downtown.
just sniped him right through the heart. Oh, is this trunk?
Yeah.
This trunk.
I mean, am I wrong though? That was Jacob. It was like an older Jacob.
That's what Jacob's gonna be when he grows up.
Yeah.
The president
be
of Shadow the
president
Hedgehog.
Of Shadow the Hedgehog.
I forget how low Trunks's little bob goes. Because it changes in length over the.
I like this one.
It's about to the tops of his ears.
Oh, it's longer than this.
Look kind of like
It is. Yeah, I K-popped him up more.
Yeah, this is a fresh look though. I see this guy walking around, I'm like, dang, that guy is cooler than me.
My fresh little Trunks. And he's got the sword.
Yeah.
That's his
Wow.
thing.
Yeah.
That's what makes him unique. I think the worst thing they ever did to Trunks was they took away the sword.
They took away his sword.
Oh my god.
Well, he just stops using it at some point.
Give Trunks back his sword.
I was
Ugh,
like, that
Chad,
was-
that's not Jimin, that's Jungkook.
Julia's showing me an amazing Trunks cosplay.
It's not even a cosplay.
It's like a spirit Halloween.
Yeah, spirit Halloween
Oh.
costume. Here's another one. This kid's getting ready to punch you.
Is it got like the generic name for the costume? It's like Future Boy,
Oh,
Future Boy Fighter.
This one is called Trunks Costume.
Oh, okay.
It's got like the
Aw.
capsule
Yeah, that's
I saw this guy at the MCR concert.
He's got his pecs. His pecs coming out.
For
yeah.
him.
So stylish, Trunks. He's so hot right now. Oh, he's also got like his little cropped jacket.
Oh yeah.
I have to crop it way more if I'm making him stubby.
Yeah.
Hey, Jacob.
Yeah.
What do you want to do for dinner? You tell me.
Whoa. I'm being put on the spot?
Yeah.
I'm being put on the blast?
Yeah. Because you're the one who has a phone call after this.
Who are you calling?
Who are you calling?
I've got like a monthly like friend catch up with some of my friends from back home. And it's usually on Tuesdays, but this week they were like, let's do it on Monday. And I'm like, I have Drawfee stream. And they're like,
don't you people know that I stream on twitch.com?
In direct competition with Ross?
Yeah. And if I don't do a good job, we lose.
Yeah,
in power struggle. We're in a power struggle.
I'm always in a power struggle.
We're struggling for power over here.
What I do for fun. Every day I pick one boy where I'm just like, he's the one. He's the one today.
Every day I wake up.
Yeah.
And pick one
boy.
Just to feel something. Y'all don't do that?
Maybe he's doing like a little strut.
Y'all don't cold text your college classmates that you haven't talked to in over a year to be like, aw, you should have told me that you were interested in that thing. I know a lot of people who work in that thing. Don't you know that?
you text him to like humble brag?
Yeah. You don't do that?
No, but I do. If it ever like comes up in conversation, then I definitely like use it. I'm definitely like, oh, I actually know that person.
Yeah.
Like when my friend Mark was talking about how much he likes Hank Green, and I was like, oh, Hank Green? You mean my good friend and confidant Hank Green, who's been on our program and we work with him directly? That Hank Green?
Yeah.
He was like, no, a different Hank Green.
Different Hank Green.
Just a different, normal man.
Yeah.
There's a guy I know named Hank Green who makes really good sandwiches, but he takes a very long time. He's talking about him.
Ross is also drawing Reagan right now, but who did it better?
Yeah.
Damn.
Sorry to Ross, who became the boy of the day, but
yeah,
I didn't
Ross
get to do much today.
Didn't do anything except
what else
have
am I
his
supposed
own
to do?
stream.
Text one of my old college classmates? But it's late.
It's late.
I'll seem desperate if I do it now.
Yeah.
I'm just drawing.
Yeah, you're meeting the brief.
Is that okay?
Sure are.
Yeah, do it.
Tell me when I need to stop drawing.
Is
I
this
just want to have
Krillin with
enough
the
time
sunglasses?
to draw Sherlock and John.
What time is it? 8:08? All right, I'll do one more and then I'll stop. I was going to do Gohan when he's like... He's got like his Mr. Saiyaman look.
Oh.
You know Mr. Saiyaman? He wears like the head wrap thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like a giant goober. And it's like, you don't have to be like
You don't have to be this way.
You don't have to be like a superhero. You're already
like
an ultra powerful alien.
He wants to. I mean, that's what happens. You don't have a normal childhood. You spend your childhood on Namek trying not to get murdered by aliens.
Yeah.
And so you grow up and you have to work stuff out somehow. Gohan works it out by cosplaying as a superhero.
Plenty of people do that exact thing. It's
Yeah.
fine.
This is called self-care.
Whatever you need to do, Gohan.
Yeah.
I support you. And then he gets with Videl.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Did you know that
Does
Here we
the
go.
queso have
is there
uh-huh
I don't know what I Sometimes I start
Nathan?
sentences.
Nathan,
Yes, Karina.
what's your favorite My Chemical Romance song?
Welcome to the Black Parade.
They sang that at the concert.
No way.
Would you believe it?
That one that no one knows? That B-side deep cut?
We were very happy because they sang Our Lady of Sorrows. And as far as I can remember, that is the song that Lauren introduced me to My Chemical Romance through. So that's like core Lorena like song. And they played it last night.
That's nice.
It was
That's nice.
nice. Because I wasn't into MCR until I met Lauren in freshman year of high school. And
Wow.
she had written the lyrics from that song on like an art piece or like on a binder or something. And I was like, that's an interesting lyric. And she's like, you should listen to this song. And then when I was sleeping over at her house one New Year's, she made me watch the entire The Black Parade is Dead DVD.
And the rest is history.
And then we finally got to see them live together.
Jacob, your boo looks like strong sad.
Shut up. It's boo.
I guess I'm boo.
Karina, I'm so glad you finally got to go to that show.
Yeah.
Too.
After
I was
so
20
many years.
I was 26 when I bought those tickets.
And you're 26 now.
Yes.
Whoa.
Me.
You.
And you never answered my dinner question, so
Let's get Mexican food.
you can start the order.
Stop fighting.
Stop fighting on stream. We have to get.
Oh!
Happy
I need a-
birthday. Thank you.
I need a suggestion.
Phone, order Mexican food.
Julia, do you want to draw big lettuce energy?
Well, that's that.
Where
No.
are your pens? I found them.
They're in the brushes section, of course. Where else would I put my pens? In the pen section?
It's just 4 lines right now, so
You do have them set up funny.
Yeah, I know. I'm stupid.
Junji Plant Gajinka. Don't draw Junji. He's fucked up right now. I did get a new plant. Well, I got 2 new plants yesterday because there's a plant shop really close to me and the owners are just the nicest and I like to talk with them and ask them for advice. So I got a string of hearts plant and I got this little suck.
A little suck?
A little suck.
Ooh,
Nice suck.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I also I've been moving my plants around since Lauren is staying here. I do have this cactus. I've already had this one.
That's a good cactus.
His name is Vash. The new suck isn't named yet. The string of hearts is named Gerald after Gerald Way.
Vash the Stampede?
Well,
From
because
Trigun?
I had a cactus when I was in high school named Vash, and that one like grew really tall, but it kind of segmented in the middle. And then so once I left to college, the top like it broke because it was too heavy and it segmented weird. And my dad threw out the whole cactus. So this is the descendant.
Oh.
Yes. Thank you, Too Cheeky. Yes, I think the reason that Junji's upset again is because I was moving him around, but I found a good spot for him where he can get indirect sunlight. And I also bought him a humidifier because I felt bad. So he's gonna be fine. I'm
You're
just
trying to-
upset.
You're trying to like win him over with gifts.
I did actually. I got him a humidifier at Daiso, and I found this little Doraemon like that I could stick into the soil at Book Off, and so he's all decked out because I'm sad.
Live.
Please. Oh, he's so cute.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Damn, got him.
Whoa. Whoa.
You ever
You're
Is there?
deflecting.
Are
Yes.
there? Is there?
Is there?
Are there? Tomato.
Also, thank you, chat, for plant advice. I don't need too much. I have many gay friends. And they
Are
will
these-
not lead me astray.
Are these some frogs?
These are some frogs.
Eggs.
But you were not gonna say what you're drawing?
No.
Okay.
Ooh.
Zoom didn't like that. It cut you off like straight away. It was like, that noise? I don't think people want that.
People don't want to hear my witches on Tinder voice.
No.
Ooh.
What brush do I want?
Me and Julia, because we're the ones streaming, we can make all the long, loud noises we want.
That's true.
But y'all can't do it.
Zoom is censoring me.
Zoom is censoring you.
I am being censored. I'm being silenced.
I knew
For my
my
beliefs.
Filipino roommate called me a plantita, and that's what you are. That's what I'm trying to be. Right now, I'm still kind of like a death Tito, but I'm hoping to grow into a plantita.
Death Tito. It's kind of badass, though.
Yeah, I never said it was a bad thing, but it's not what I'm going for.
Julia, I like that
At a
you're,
concert?
yeah, you're doing a real cute drawing. This nasty brush makes for some cute drawings.
Is this-
MCR?
Is this the frog from the beginning of Over the Garden Wall?
Oh, it's not, but
He also, there's more than one frog that plays piano, Nathan.
Yeah, I know. I was just asking if this was
you
that one.
ass.
It seems to me like you think there's only one frog who plays piano, but really it's a lot of them.
Yeah, you ass.
I
This
just
is
thought, because, you know, it's
MCR's
like,
famous concert piano. They wheel it out on stage to play the G note, and then they have to like get it off before they continue the song.
Ba, 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 ba.
quick, we gotta do the rest of the song.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, a little Dutch angle.
How did I do that?
Whoa,
How
this
did
is
it-
artsy.
Just hit R and rotate it again.
How did I do
angle,
that? My
but-
hand wasn't
Julia-
on the keyboard.
If you hold shift, it will lock into the appropriate.
Wow.
If you go to the navigator, the third button on the second row, that's the circle with the dot in the middle, that'll automatically recenter it.
Huh. I just don't understand how I did that to begin with.
You
There's
might
no
have
way
hit-
to know.
Hit R accidentally or something. I've done that before. I've been there.
I went to see Elton John this weekend. Not exactly MCR, but so good. Very cool. Was the set list fire? Did he play Helena?
Elton John doing covers of My Chemical Romance only.
I kept saying it would be great that for the encore they ended with "All I Want for Christmas Is You."
I bet they do a pretty good job on that cover.
They have. That's the joke.
Oh.
God, Dad.
They
I
already did
got-
the cover, Nathan. You
Where's that?
ass.
You
Yeah.
ass.
Nah, the set list was really good. It was very like revenge era heavy. They played a lot of songs that I didn't immediately know. They played Boy Division, which I was very excited about. Famous Last Words, beautiful. Good Night Saigon, amazing tribute.
You're beautiful. They played that one.
They played that one.
Yeah, they played Imagine.
Imagine there's no heaven.
That was a joke for literally no one. No one laughed.
Did they play Freebird?
Did they play All Star?
Hmm.
Did they?
They?
Did they?
Thank you to the 2 people in chat who laughed.
It's a god, and it's playing the trumpet.
You know how trumpets look.
I thought it was gonna be like singing, but he's trumpeting.
You know how trumpets look.
You know.
He's really got to
Yeah,
do his darndest to get up there.
for sure.
There we go. There we go. This brush is nasty.
Yeah, I like
That's
it.
the point of it.
It reminds me of what was that? The actual cartoon from the New Yorker episode, the This Might Sting a Little one.
Mm.
That guy.
Oh, yeah.
Someone in chat said when I saw MCR in Boston, they finished the entire show with cancer, and boy, howdy, it was emotional. That's beautiful. Yesterday, they finished with that song. What was it called? Edge of Glory, which I heard they haven't played since 2008.
That one's a Lady Gaga song.
That's a Lady Gaga song.
I know that one. Lady Gaga sings that one.
Yeah.
I think they
I'm on
fooled
the
you.
edge.
No.
Lady Gaga.
Jacob, you sound crazy right now.
Crazy, right?
So it's not even 1:15, Jacob.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you made the leap to that, Julia.
It's not one of the lyrics, is it not?
One of the lyrics to what?
To that song. That I'm a little drunk and I need you now.
Yeah, why are you singing that song is what I'm asking you.
Yeah, isn't that one of the lyrics?
Yeah, it is, but what
Jacob, you sound crazy
why
right
did you bring
now.
up that song in particular is what I'm asking
Jacob,
you.
stop yelling.
What?
Okay. Chat, am I crazy or did Julia completely non sequitur into that song for no
Jacob.
reason that I can determine?
Stop
Jacob.
yelling. No yelling. Stop yelling at me.
I'm normal.
Stop. Stop
Julia
yelling.
non sequitured. Jacob, stop gaslighting Julia. I'm the one. My gases are being lit.
In the Weird Al polka, he puts that song pretty close to, I think, a Lady Gaga song, maybe?
I feel like I'm lost. I don't know where I am anymore.
What would your wrestling walkout song be?
Lady
It's a good-
Antebellum, I need you now.
That's kind of lame, but okay.
What would yours be?
Me?
Yeah.
Probably Kill This Love by Blackpink or MTC by DJS 3-year-old.
Those are both pretty good.
I don't know if those are good or not.
Mine would
Nathan
be-
loves both of those songs.
I love and know what those songs are and those bands, and I love those songs and also know those songs.
Yeah. Nathan absolutely loves
You ha-
MTC. That is his ringtone.
That's you have to know what a song is in order to love it. So
Yeah.
I do both of those with those. I know about music. My wrestling walkout song would be the Pokemon theme song. Or maybe one of the JoJo theme songs.
I have to really think about it. I don't know what mine would be. Is there any song that like talks about how you're gonna wrestle really good or something? I feel like that would be good.
Oh, yeah, that's MTC. That's why I chose it.
That's the song that talks about how you're gonna wrestle really
Yeah.
good. Damn, you picked the best one then.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you want that song. You're welcome to take it. I'm cool with Kill This Love.
You'd change the lyrics though to kill this opponent in wrestling.
That's implied.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Jacob, your walkout song is MTC.
My walkout song is not. I'm not taking anything from you. I don't trust you
Why?
because you're out to humiliate me and embarrass me in public.
No.
That's your mission, and I'm not gonna stand for it.
How could I do that with a song?
I don't know. That's what I'm scared of.
It's a good song.
I don't know the joke, and so I'm scared. I'm scared to play along.
Trust me.
I'm not gonna trust you. I'm afraid.
That's what MTC stands for.
What does it stand for?
Me take you down, cat.
It stands for Me Trust Karina with a C.
Yeah. Which you do.
Me don't trust Karina.
Panda by Designer would be a good song to walk out to.
Mine would either be that Smash Mouth edit where it's just somebody once asked, could I spare some change for gas? I need to get myself away from this place. I said no, and then the song continues. Or Country Roads, but it's just the Take Me Home lyric sung to the rest of the song.
These are
Take
all
me
bad
home,
answers.
Take me home.
Yours is the worst, MTC.
Take me home.
Take me home. Take me home. Take me home.
Take me home.
Take me home.
It sounds like you don't want to wrestle.
Except I would keep in just the lyric West Virginia.
No, not CBAT. Although MCR did do a sick cover of it last night.
I don't know this bit.
Seabat. Seabat, fly. Fly, bat, fly.
I think we should just cancel the rest of the story.
I feel like we're lost
Karina
in it.
still has to draw something.
Yeah.
What was Karina gonna draw?
Sherlock and John.
Sherlock and John
Locke.
Arbuckle.
John
Block.
Buckle.
John Buckle.
They don't know CBAT chat.
R block.
R block.
R block.
Art block. Solve your art block by drawing R block.
Anyway, this is Frog Jazz.
Cute.
Yeah. Oh, I like the shading effect you're getting there on the stage.
Thanks, man.
And this is proper trumpet posture.
Yeah.
You usually sit on a stool.
I like that
Like
his
L from
arms
Death Note.
his arms are coming out of his face.
Yeah.
There aren't sleeves on the shirt he's wearing.
It's
The
proper
arms are-
frog anatomy.
the collar comes below.
Below
That's
the armpits.
yeah, that's so good. Someone should design a shirt like that for me to wear.
A shirt that just cuts right here.
Yeah, but it's got the collar.
Yeah, but it's got the collar. That probably exists.
It's proper frog anatomy.
There's no way that doesn't exist.
Okay.
Passion.
I'm done.
This is
Someone
a
in
fun drawing,
chat
Julia.
Said Karina,
Yeah.
tell Josh and Julia about CBAT, please, while drawing Sherlock and John.
Josh and Julia.
His name's Jason.
Josh is my middle name.
Do I draw again, or does Karina? Do you need
wanna
the?
draw again?
Do you need the half hour to do your?
I'm happy to take it.
Go for it. I
Julia,
drew
you
elephants,
you
and
order
I'm
the food.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah.
Get that food in there.
So same pose. Just gonna...
This is the only pose you draw now.
I've drawn this pose at least 5 times. It is one of my favorites.
It's a good pose.
Yeah, thank you, 12 submissive poses for BL book.
Book.
For giving me a good pose.
And now everyone gets to see this drawing again too.
Right, in case you missed it.
I like this drawing, actually.
It's a good drawing. It's a good drawing.
It's a good drawing. Come on.
The Tumblr sexy man sitting on the other Tumblr sexy man. It's a good drawing.
People are saying the game Sherlock Holmes. I've never played a video game, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
With
Sherlock
hot.
Sholmes.
Oh, Great Ace Attorney.
What are you doing, Julia?
I thought I pulled the thing out
Oh.
because my audio got weird.
The hot.
Well, there's
ones.
the hot Sherlock from the newest Sherlock game where it's like a prequel and he's
Sherlock
like
Chapter 1.
it's like a hot young Sherlock. He for some reason has a lot of straps on his outfit.
Strapping young man.
Yeah.
There you go.
A lot of asymmetrical, like Nomura-esque straps.
Do I want to bother trying to draw Sherlock from memory? It's probably in my blood. I've done this too much.
Which Sherlock are you drawing?
BBC.
Cumberbatch.
Oh, Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch.
Yeah, I'm ex John Locke.
The original Tumblr man.
Yeah.
Back in the days when I was on Tumblr. I remember these ships.
When did you find me on Tumblr? If you ever did. You said you did, I think.
I'm pretty sure I was following you on Tumblr, but I don't remember when.
Damn.
If I ever saw a art that I liked, I usually just followed that person.
Whoa, no standards.
I guess the standard was art that he liked.
Yeah.
No standards.
No standards.
That means I saw your art and liked it.
No standards. I remember trying to make a Tumblr and they said they were going to send me an email confirmation to make my account, but it went to spam, so I never did.
Darn.
That's the most Nathan-ass story I've ever heard. You were like, well, there's simply nothing I can do.
There's simply no, yeah. It wasn't ever meant to have a Tumblr, I guess.
Fate has intervened.
Yeah, fate has intervened on my behalf. So
Where you going?
I guess I'll just stay on Facebook. Nothing bad will ever happen there.
What could go wrong?
It's amazing I've been able to make a career on the internet
Despite it all.
despite it all.
I love going through my old Sherlock fan art and being like, yeah, I have no memory of drawing this. Nice.
Were you part of the Sherlock fandom, Karina?
Yeah, dude. I just said that. I'm ex John Locke.
I didn't know. I didn't know you were one of them.
Yeah. But I was in it for the laughs. I was in it a little too deep for the laughs. My ex broke up with me because of a Sherlock shitpost I made.
Wait.
But we don't have to talk about that.
I mean, I definitely want to know
You
about
brought it
that.
up.
Stop trying to get me to talk about it. Stop. Stop it.
Have you ever imagined a shitpost so powerful?
Do you think that maybe they were they were like
It drives your loved ones away.
trying to like I don't know. When I hear it must have been I don't know. These are,
Don't worry about it.
hey, wow.
If you don't want to talk about it on stream, I do want to hear about it later in private.
Okay, I'll tell you about it later in private.
Because that's amazing.
It's not something I'm ashamed of.
Will you tell me about it
I'll
later
just tell
in
everyone
private
about
too?
it in private.
In private, though.
Individually.
Individually, please.
I want us to sit down in like one of those police procedural interrogation rooms with the light.
Okay, we can do that tomorrow.
And then you tell me about it in private.
Yeah.
How many seasons of Sherlock did they make? I think I definitely watched 2 of them.
Yeah, most people watched the 2.
I watched the 2.
Because they were each 3 episodes long, right? They were
Something
like
like
short.
that.
Yeah. I remember liking them.
Yeah.
I
They
really
were
liked
really
the first one.
cool at the time.
Yeah.
And I still see that Moriarty actor showing up and stuff. And I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
this role he's in seems like less fun. He was really having a lot of fun doing Moriarty.
Yeah. Maybe a little too much fun.
Yeah. He's in at least 1 episode of Black Mirror.
Good for him.
I love that right now this drawing is just Sans and Sherlock.
There's levels to this. There's
Yeah.
levels to this. Eat your heart out, Rosa.
I bet you're not drawing Sherlock over on your stream.
Yeah. I bet you've never shit posted as hard as I did. There's a reason I'm the way I am.
Forged in the fires of Tumblr.
Is Andrew Scott the Moriarty actor's name?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Hello, Olive.
Yeah, there he is.
Andrew Scott's a real forgettable name.
Yep. Pretty
Almost
normal.
like Jacob Andrews.
Yep.
Or Adam Scott.
Or Adam
Name was
Scott. Hi, Olive.
Jason.
Hot priest. He was a hot priest.
Check it and see.
Good one. Okay. Next.
Are you gonna draw Watson in the
No.
the body shape of Sans?
No.
Like a little gremlin? Or I mean John Arbuckle, sorry.
Yeah. I'm like, who the fuck is Watson?
I meant John Arbuckle.
Yeah, we're not
John
drawing John
Arbuckle.
Watson. We're drawing John Locke.
Jarbuckle. Olive, you're a cat.
Sometimes that's all you can do is tell a cat that they're a cat. Because they don't know.
I don't think she knows most of the time.
No.
John Arbuckle kind of looks like the way that I would draw Sherlock if you like really dumbed it down.
Is John
Wow.
Arbuckle cartoonified Sherlock?
Is John Arbuckle is Sherlock?
Does John Arbuckle have a? Does he? Does
Is-
it?
Is he?
is there tomatoes?
Is there? Is there? Are there?
Is there
Jo-
John Arbuckle in the Sherlock?
No.
In the show.
In the
In
show.
in the show, Sherlock is what we meant.
Yeah, not penetration.
No,
No,
we would never talk about that.
Yeah,
not here.
that would be a
on-
weird thing to talk about.
Yeah.
Stop being such a pervert about it, chat.
Yeah, chat. Just take a real aggressive turn towards chat.
Chat, stop
God,
it.
Wow, chat, calm down.
This is inappropriate.
Do I need to get the mister I use to mist the top of my Monstera's soil so that the soil stays kind of damp, which I heard it will like better.
Is that what you want, chat?
Yeah. Do you need to be misted?
Are you getting dry?
Yeah. Do you need a little water?
Stop, chat.
I went to the MCR concert and now I'm just full of contempt for anything else.
Anything that's not the MCR concert.
I had a great time.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
But it's no Drawfee stream. We can all agree.
Joey showed up at the last minute.
Wheeler?
Yeah.
He is from Brooklyn.
Yeah. He's, a lot of people think that Joey Wheeler is a fictional character. He's actually a historical figure.
Yeah, he's real and he lives in Brooklyn.
Yeah, like
he's way older
know this?
than he is in the show.
Yeah.
But
he's like my age. We actually went to school together. Does John have eyebrows?
His face is so good.
This is the happiest John's ever been in his pathetic life.
Finally, someone more pathetic than me.
He finally snapped and decided to take control of his life.
Top. Yeah.
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 Proud of you, John.
Yeah. Yes, John Arbuckle.
Garfield is dead in this universe.
Yeah, he's like smashed under Sherlock.
Slammed Sherlock down on Garfield, killing him instantly.
Now you're complicit in his murder. You look so fucking stupid right now, Sherlock Holmes.
We're in this together now. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. You're my accomplice.
The blood is on your jacket. They should make shows out of everything we say.
Yeah. It's weird that they don't already do that. Like, we're really smart and good.
I don't know why they're not.
With ideas.
His legs are so much longer than Sans's.
It has such a different energy than the Sans one.
Yeah, Sans is like, he's just like perched on there.
Yeah, this is
John really had to scramble up there.
Yeah, this is like very threatening in a way that the other one was not.
Oh, he's petting him. I'm glad this is what's happening.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I'm glad that this is what's happening right here on my screen.
Okay, what does John wear?
Is that a My Chemical Romance song?
They covered it.
Yeah, they covered it.
Wow.
That's what they played right after Goodnight Saigon.
I hope that when people watch Drawfee streams, they all stand up and salute the screen when they see a drawing they like.
Yeah. And I mean, if they don't, then now's a good time to start.
Yeah, because you like this one.
Yeah.
I don't see how anyone could dislike this one.
You put one hand on your heart and you salute with your other hand, and then you have to cry.
Yeah, you have to cry.
Yeah. That's the proper way to show respect.
I cry every time. One cry equal one respect.
Hi, Julia.
Hey,
What are you doing?
I fed Joy.
The cat?
Yeah,
Okay.
The cat?
not lasagna. but
Not
I did.
lasagna?
Joy the cat, not Joy the lasagna.
Joy the cat, not joy the emotion.
I fed my joy.
Oh,
I'm
that's
trying
what
to feed my joy lately.
That's what I'm doing right now.
You're feeding all of our joy.
I'm glad.
John looks
I
like,
like, huh?
John just looks like he's saying, "You ever just want to let loose, Sherlock?
Do you ever get tired of being nice, Sherlock?
You ever just want to get nasty, Sherlock?"
Yeah. You ever want to go ape shit, Sherlock?
You want to help me kill a cat?
Too late. You already did,
already did.
Sherlock.
Yeah, I just like to put positive energy back into the world.
You're giving back. It's
You know,
really noble.
I had a lovely weekend with my bestie. I got
Yeah.
to see one of my favorite bands. Like, I just want to give back to the world, you know? I just want to,
Make everyone else feel like you
Yeah.
felt.
yeah, and it was a little something like this.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Bam.
Hi, Miss Olive. My God, this cat.
Sherlock like met John and did the thing where he told John everything about his life from like looking at him for 2 seconds.
And that's what sent John
And
over
then
the
John
edge.
just shoved him. And he
Yeah.
fell on top of Garfield.
You absolute motherfucker.
You know what my life is like, Sherlock? Every day with this goddamn cat and this job that I hate and these women who won't stay with me because of my shitty cat. All I want to do is play the accordion.
Olive!
Olive, go somewhere instead of shaking your little tail.
Olive, you're a cat.
You're a cat!
Have you tried giving her a lasagna?
I don't have any
She
lasagna
wouldn't
even for
eat it.
me.
Have you
Olive
tried
doesn't
ordering
like wet
lasagna?
food.
Oh, no. Lasagna is just wet food for humans.
That's not wrong.
Yeah, I've never been wrong.
Karina only ever says true things.
Yeah.
It's just that sometimes people aren't ready to hear them.
Yeah. And I don't blame you, but like, grow up.
Face reality.
This is reality.
This is real. This is me.
This is me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is John Locke, but you know, off to the side over there on the webcams, that is me. What the fuck? What the fuck?
John Locke is the name of a character from Lost.
Nobody's seen Lost, Nathan.
Yeah.
I've never seen Lost.
Nobody
That's-
watched that.
Yeah. You telling me that's a show?
Did that show go anywhere? I don't think it really succeeded at all.
It was
Oh, hi, Joy.
dead on arrival. No one saw it.
No
now we have
one-
our other cat.
This is what everyone always says. The first season of Lost, not interesting. Boring.
Boring.
Didn't set up any questions that there was no way they could pay off in a way that was satisfying to the viewer.
The only
It was
thing
just-
it lost was my viewership in the
Yeah,
first 10 minutes.
You watch those episodes and you're like, I basically get everything that's happening here.
They're lost. I get
I
it.
I get it. Their plane crashed, and this island is very normal.
And now they're on it. I understand.
And now they're on it, and we're gonna find out more about them, I guess. But these people are just so boring.
I've already seen Castaway.
It's just they're just doing that again, but with more people.
And
Well,
where's Wilson?
What if instead of Wilson, it was a bunch more people? Actually, is what they did.
They weren't even as lost as Tom Hanks was.
No, because they were
'Cause
together.
they were together, and you can never be truly lost as long as your
Yeah.
loved ones are around you.
I only just noticed the little eyebrows you put on John.
I never realized he doesn't have eyebrows, and it upsets me.
That's fair.
Eyebrows, yeah, there's such a tool for expression. I don't know how you draw facial expressions without eyebrows.
I guess that says a lot about
Jim Davis.
Jim Davis.
Java the Berry says Nathan has the TV show knowledge of my dad in 2007.
Get him.
I'm dead.
Red
died.
shit.
You've slain me.
Fuck him up.
John.
2007 is when I graduated high school. Oh man.
Oh my god, that's when I graduated middle school.
Oh, I got it.
Food's here.
You go? Oh, well, I could go now because Joy
Well, that's okay. Come on.
got up. Don't
Oh
know
my
why she
gosh.
gets up when the doorbell rings.
Yeah, this is it.
What's the hot new shows these days?
Our flag means death.
Ooh yeah.
That
We
one's already
do.
old.
In shadows.
Those shows are both really good.
House MD.
House of D's. House of the
these
House of
nuts.
These nuts.
House of D's. I watched that.
Euphoria.
Sandman. Lots of people watching Sandman.
Sandeman. I
90
watched
Day
Sandeman.
Fiance.
Fuckboy Island. Right?
Yeah.
That's one.
That's one.
That's a show. Are we just listing
Um,
shows?
Yeah.
Okay. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That's
You
still
always
going
list
on.
that one.
I always will.
Beastars.
As long as they're
Beastars,
making it.
It's not even happening right now.
Beastars.
They got that new Lord of the Rings. Did y'all see that Twitter
Beastars.
drama with Neil Gaiman?
Oh, he was just funning. He
Where
was just
he-
having a fun time.
He-
Who the fuck looks at Twitter drama, you cringe lord?
I just saw where he got attributed by Elon Musk fanboys as being the creator of Lord of the Rings.
It's so funny.
And so
They're
everyone was
stupid.
tweeting at Neil Gaiman so angrily about Lord of the Rings, acting like he created it.
And he's just like,
he's just going along with it. It was making me laugh.
it's like, I want to
Oh.
apologize to everyone, and I promise I will never write another Lord of the Rings show. God, Elon Musk fanboys are the stupidest people in the world. It's so funny.
The Elon Musk fandom.
The most toxic fandom out there.
If only we had a wiki to tell us.
Yeah.
Oh, the shine on the eyelids.
That's how you know he's
Oh
a
my
whore.
Goodness.
That's
All right, John. All right, Jarbuckle.
Don't ship Elon Musk with his employees. He's married, is what they would have said.
Yeah. But he's like not married anymore, right?
No, I know. But he was when he was having babies with his employees.
He's a bad one.
Yeah, he sucks shit.
We don't like him here.
Yeah.
This is our view as our
Yeah.
our stance as Drawfee as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Any of these. Oh,
This is a good drawing.
Thank you.
I love all the
God.
tones you're using. Tones are fun.
Yeah, I like to do latones.
This is what the band Tones and I is about.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone know about Tones and
We
I?
get it, Jacob. You listen to music.
Well, that's not even that band, just that group that did that Dance Monkey song
Oh, that one.
that everyone hated but got played everywhere.
I didn't hate that song. But I also don't listen to the radio.
No, me either.
So I'm usually immune to that. That tiredness.
But sometimes you're in a cab
Never.
and you have to hear whatever's on.
Never.
Tones and I as one person. Unbelievable. What about the tones?
What about the tones?
Do the tones not count?
The mistletones.
The
The
mistletones.
mistletones and I.
Nothing but respect for my tones. The mistletones. Oh my god, I forgot.
Tones are sounds, not people. What? Sounds can be people.
Whoa. Okay.
Listen,
Listen.
right now. To
No,
you-
listen.
to
Just
you,
listen.
the viewer, we're just sounds. But also, we're people.
If you close your eyes, we're just sounds.
We become sounds, but we're still people.
But we're still people. We're the sounds, but we're also the people.
Have you even thought about this?
This is something to think about. Just Garfield's dead hand. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You know what this has made me think would be fun?
You thinking, dude?
I'm thinking.
Yeah, this is what real art makes you think.
Here's what I think would be fun to do in the future on a stream.
Yes.
I would love it if we did. We Karina got like one of her poses, and then we all just drew different matchups in the same pose, all stream.
Yeah. I love a theme stream.
Yeah. Can we do that next week?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I want
if
to
we
do
remember
a Karina sexy pose mashup. stream.
Someone write it down so
I'll
we
bring
don't.
submissive poses book.
Hell yeah.
And we'll just see how many combos how many cursed combinations we can make.
Oh, he really.
No, too
It's not
much.
just internal bleeding. He popped him.
You know what? Why am I even doing this?
It's
have-
lasagna.
Oh, that's the lasagna he was eating.
There we go.
Oh, it's really
The murder
brutal.
weapon's you, Sherlock.
See if you can figure out this crime, Sherlock.
Get yourself out of this one.
Take a look at this crime scene. Do your little label everything in your mind.
What about your mind palace now,
Yeah. Sherlock.
Sherlock? Tell
Come
me what
away.
John sounds like.
Yeah. Is that what John sounds
That's
like?
more like
That's-
what Garfield sounds like.
Yeah.
Well, he killed Garfield, so he became him.
Yeah. You know,
That's why he did it.
yeah, to absorb
Oh.
his power.
Yeah.
It's like the episode where Captain Ginyu switches bodies with Goku and then punches himself in the chest as Goku and then switches them back.
Yeah.
But Garfield did that.
So did John die? And is
Yeah.
Garfield
Yeah, Garfield went into John's body and then used
So
Sherlock to
did-
kill.
and punched?
Does John die?
Yeah.
John dies at the end.
John dies at the end of this stream.
I think we found the VOD title.
The
Yeah.
VOD titles John dies at the end. That's really funny. And true.
It's true. Yeah,
But
we
it's not
figured
in
it
the
out.
way you would have thought.
But not how you think. Not how you expect.
Yeah.
He was in Garfield's body, obviously.
Yeah.
This is Garfield.
Yeah.
And that is Sherlock from Sherlock.
And that is Sherlock from
BBC.
Sherlock.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just smack a porf in here and let's leave.
Good work to exactly Karina.
Thank you.
I liked everyone's drawings.
We all did good.
Yeah.
I think we all draw.
I
Yeah.
think we
Yeah.
all did
enjoyed
good.
I agree.
But yeah, Karina,
thanks for watching, everybody.
you did the most drawings.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Do we have anything to say?
Nah.
New episode tomorrow, the one where I
Yeah.
fucked up.
Should
It's
we?
good, and Jacob did a good job fixing it.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't his fault that it was fucked up.
Also, Otter Mug, charity Otter Mug.
Yeah.
Still on
Ooh.
sale.
Oh yeah, if you
The
watch
Drawfee
the
store.
Hank Green episode, charity otter mug,
Goes to fighting climate.
fighting the
Change.
climate.
Fighting the climate. Fight the
Yeah.
climate.
We're sick of this thing.
Battling climate.
Yeah.
Should we raid Ross?
After what we've done today,
After we bested him?
Yeah, that's isn't that
Now
the
that we've won,
the charitable, gracious thing to do in victory?
yes,
do you need me to type it,
Yes.
Jacob?
yes. It's Rubber Ninja, right? Or
Yeah.
Rubber Ross.
It's Rubber
Everyone,
Ross.
please rub it in.
It's Rubber
nicely.
Ross. Don't rub
Politely.
it in. Don't even mention it. He's not
Is
even gonna
that
know
it?
what we're talking
Did I
about.
do
No.
Did I do
Yes.
too many R's?
No, that's good. That's right.
Okay.
Everyone just go and be nice and friendly like you always are.
Yeah.
Hi, Joy. What's up?
And tell Ross we said hi.
Yeah.
And we're
Because
sorry.
we did.
Because
Sorry.
we did. And we're sorry.
Sorry.
Bye.
Sorry. Bye. I
I
want to
send
see.
it and I end it the stream.